It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl today. Two great elementary schools vying for the chance to move on in our competition. Let's meet them right now. First, from Forest Heights, making their first appearance ever in our 28-year history, would you please say hello to Tyante Rollins, Amy Monzon, and Jocelyn Palacios. And from Pointer Ridge Elementary School, say hello to Carlos Brokenborough, Madison Green, and Brianna Hurst. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, alternately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 very talented teams will come back to play our game again, going against Mattapanai for the chance to move on in our competition. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Forest Heights, Amy, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Tyante, and to Jocelyn. And Pointer Ridge, Madison, would you try yours? Looks like it's in good shape as well. Good luck to you, Brianna, and to Carlos. Are we ready? Let's do this thing. May the better team win. Let's have a good game, guys. We go alphabetically F before P. So Forest Heights, Amy, let's play the bowl.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you've got a loyal group of supporters, you are likened to what subterranean parts of the grass plants? Your people are your grass what's? Pointer Ridge?
Roots.
Roots, that's right. Your grassroots are your core supporters. That's exactly right. Go green.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, if you go to a doctor whose specialty is otolaryngology, he or she specializes in 3 body parts that are connected: the ear, the nose, and the what? Pointer Ridge.
The mouth.
Not the mouth, no. An otolaryngologist specializes in 3 body parts that are interconnected: the ear, the nose, and the what, Amy?
Eyes.
The throat. The throat. Laryngology, larynx, all connected. Ears, nose, and throat. Go again, please. Green.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Recently on Sesame Street, Grover had to move a truck up to a higher place, so he used a ramp, which is an inclined plane, which is a kind of simple what? A kind of simple what, Pointer Ridge?
Simple lever.
Again?
A lever.
I'm not hearing what she's saying. Lever. Not quite. Give me more information. Forest Heights, can you get these points? An inclined plane is a kind of simple what? A ramp.
Machine.
Machine, yeah, it's a kind of simple machine, like a pulley is, and a lever. Nice try there, Green. Good comeback, Red. Amy, you choose.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, on television, this large cud-chewing ungulate is seen walking through an office on a Wednesday saying, "Guess what day it is, Pointer Ridge?"
Camel.
A camel. What day is it, Madison?
Wednesday.
It's hump day. That's right. Good. All right. Go Green.
Science Potpourri for 5, please.
Science Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, the government recently admitted Area 51 exists in the Nevada desert, maybe where those flying saucers were that people kept reporting as what? As what's, Pointer Ridge?
UFOs.
UFOs, that's right. All these years, we were right. We were right. Go green.
Dateline Science for 10. Dateline Science for 10, please.
Dateline Science for 10 points. Teams, recently they gave the names Cerberus and Styx to the 2 new moons that they found around this X-planet. Pointer Ridge.
Pluto.
Pluto, the poor thing. Yeah, they kicked him out of the club. He got even, found 2 new moons. Go green.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, apparently, Miley Cyrus's mother never taught Miley, never stick out your what because it's rude.
Tongue.
Your tongue, that's right. Good. Forest Heights, go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, we all know that if we eat ice cream too fast, this organ, Pointer Ridge.
Our brain.
Yeah, your brain freezes up. We keep licking, though, don't we? Go green.
Science potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, the makers of soft drinks know that there's something called the bliss point, which is just the right amount of what sweet substance that everybody likes. Pointer Ridge.
Sugar.
Sugar, absolutely right. Not too much, not too little. There's a point, the bliss point, where everybody says this is just the right amount. Good answer. Nice teamwork over there. Score right now, 90 Pointer Ridge, 65 Forest Heights. Green, go.
Zoo parade for 15, please.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, paleontologists working with dinosaur arm bones recently found quill knobs on them, letting them to believe that at one time dinosaurs had these on their arms. Forest Heights.
Spikes.
What's that?
Quills.
Well, they found quill knobs there, which was evidence for what?
Spikes.
No, Pointer Ridge.
Spines.
Feathers. Feathers. The quill on a feather. Feathered dinosaurs. That was your clue. Quill was your clue. Try again, green.
Let's get physical for 15, please.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, when the sun runs out of hydrogen gas for a fuel, it will turn to this other gas that we know of as filling the balloons of the thing.
Helium.
Madison?
Helium.
Helium is right. Yes, indeed. Helium. All right, the buzzer is rung. That was a quick first round. At the end of the first round, our score is Forest Heights 65, Pointer Ridge at 90. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere.
With video games, I'm always choosing between what my kids want and what I think is best for them. How about this one? Which is why I love these new rating summaries. They let me know exactly what's in the game. Players shoot lasers from an arm cannon. Robot enemies explode and limbs fly off.
Maybe that other one's better.
Yeah. Get your free game rating summary today, and with it, the world's most powerful weapon, knowledge.
Experience Taekwondo, an ancient martial art and contemporary Olympic sport. Taekwondo seeks to bring together mind, body, and spirit while promoting sportsmanship, family values, and discipline. If you are looking to participate in a healthy lifetime activity that promotes self-control, integrity, and perseverance, then Taekwondo is the sport for you. The physical benefits of Taekwondo are many: fitness, flexibility, better reflexes, and improved self-confidence. All of these attributes benefit young and old alike. USA Taekwondo member schools are considered to be the best at teaching the sport, utilizing only the most professional and experienced instructors. USA Taekwondo schools are the only place to learn. So whether your dream is to win the Olympics or just learn self-defense and have fun, USA Taekwondo School will take you on an amazing journey. To find a USAT member club near you and receive a free trial lesson, call 719-866-4632 or visit our website today.
I always thought being a good mother meant raising my baby myself. But when I got pregnant, I realized I wasn't ready to be a parent. So I did something I thought I could never do. I chose adoption. It was really hard, but I know my baby is with a loving family and has a very bright future.
Sometimes choosing adoption is being a good mother. Visit us at ichooseadoption.org.
And again. Welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you're having as much fun at home as we are here in the studio. 6 great young players, and some of the questions are tough, but we've got some tough competitors here. Let's find out about our players. Let's go first to Forest Heights Elementary School. I've never been able to say that in 28 years. Forest Heights, welcome to Science Bowl, Amy and Jocelyn and Tyante. Amy, tell us about Forest Heights. Where is it? It's in Forest Heights, but what part of the county is that?
Prince George's County.
Prince George's is down the southern portion of the county there. I know you're not too far away from Indian Head Highway and National Harbor and all those places that are developing down there. I think the outlet malls are coming down there. The Tangier outlets. Can't wait. Can't wait. Tell us who your principal is.
Dr. Brookover.
Dr. Brookover. And I know he's with us today, and we gave him the opportunity. He is so happy to be here. We're so happy he's able to join us and be part of the Science Bowl tradition. And who's the sponsor of your team? What teacher?
Miss Hinton.
Miss Hinton, and she is out there, and she's excited to be here, too. We're excited to have her as well. Did you have any alternates on your team?
No.
Just the 3 of you. All right,
Yeah.
You're more than enough. And Amy, you are what grade?
6.
6th grade. All right. Tell me about Forest Heights. We were down there because one of your teachers was up for Teacher of the Year last year. That tells me you've got great instructors down there. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What else do you like about Forest Heights?
Well,
I bet you have a lot of good... Do you have clubs after school at all? Any after-school clubs?
they're starting a basketball club.
Basketball club. How about a chorus? Do you have a chorus or a band there of any kind?
Yeah, we have instrumental
Yeah.
band.
And all of you guys are a safety patrol member, so you've got an opportunity to demonstrate your responsibility. Amy, what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be an artist or a botanist.
Yeah, I know you're interested in plants. And Jocelyn, you're interested in plants as well. How did you develop that interest, Jocelyn?
Well, when I was little, I told my dad I wanted to start a garden, so he helped me, and then that just really helped me become more interested in plants.
Yeah. What kinds of things do you grow? Do you grow vegetables or flowers or both?
Flowers, both actually.
Both, yeah. It's amazing, too. When you go out in the backyard and something you planted like the squash and you can bring it in with a tomato for dinner, you're like you're going back to colonial America. You grew your own dinner. Yeah, that's really, really an interesting kind of hobby to have. And what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be either a botanist or a veterinarian.
A veterinarian. And you had a dog that ran away from home. We're sorry to hear that. Hopefully you get another dog someday. And Tyante, you have a dog at home, don't you? Yes. Yeah. What kind of dog is it?
A Yorkie.
Yorkie, yeah. And what else do you have? Anything else?
Fish.
Fish. What kind of fish?
Pacu.
Good. And what do you feed the fish? Fish food, I guess. I think how you do at the top. What do you want to do when you get older?
A football player.
Football player. You like the Dallas Cowboys, huh? Why'd you want to be on this show?
Because my principal introduced me to it, and I liked science.
Good. Well, we hope you enjoy yourself, and hopefully you can get some more points, right?
Yes.
Football players are competitive. That means you keep at it, right? You're going to help the quarterback here, Amy, in the second half. Pointer Ridge, nice to have you with us. Madison, nice to have you here. You were an alternate before, and now here you are front and center. You look very happy to be here, and we're very happy that you're with us today, along with Brianna and Carlos. Pointer Ridge is over there in Bowie, and who's your principal?
Dr. Stevenson.
Dr. Stevenson rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Reedy.
Miss Reedy, and she is great. She's been with us for years. She always sends us great teams, and I know how hard she works to get you guys ready. And you're all wearing matching shirts there that says the Pointer Ridge Science Bowl team, and that's thanks to Brianna's dad, right, Brianna?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, he did such a great job here, and you get to keep those shirts, don't you?
Yes.
All the better. Before I leave you, Madison, tell me about Pointer Ridge. What is great about Pointer Ridge? What do you brag about when you tell people you go to school there?
Teachers.
The teachers, yeah. If you don't have great teachers, you got nothing. I don't care how good the cafeteria food is. Unless you have the good teachers, you don't have a good school. Tell me what you want to do when you get older.
Well, when I grow up, I want to be a craniologist.
Yeah, you're interested in the human brain. And your brain works just fine. You're doing a great job here today. Before I leave you, you had an alternate on your team, or two? How many?
Just one.
Who was that?
Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. She'll be out in just a few moments. Brianna, tell us about Science Bowl. Why did you want to be here today?
Because my friend Madison got me and told me about how it was last year, and I thought it'd be interesting to be on it.
What a good friend you are, Madison. You're out there recruiting great players for us. We can't thank you enough. You're doing a nice job, Brianna. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to draw or cook.
Cook, yeah. And I know Madison cooks and bakes, and you like to make baked goods as well. You didn't bring any today, but we're not holding that against you. Carlos, nice to have you here. I know you're interested in going into the U.S. Army.
Yep.
And that's part of a family tradition, right? Tell us about that.
Well, my dad was in the Army, and I don't know exactly what he did, but I knew that it was really important and that I wanted to follow in on the tradition.
And you told me your grandfather as well was in the Army. Yes, so the third generation. I think that's really noble. We commend you for that. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to play video games and skateboard most of the time.
Yeah, and I've been on him because he doesn't wear his helmet when he skateboards. Hopefully next time I see you, you're going to have that helmet on. You're a good young man. Nice to have you here today. Let's get back to the game. Forest Heights 65, Pointer Ridge 105. Lots of points to give away. Anybody's game yet. Come on, guys, put on your thinking caps. Green things, start us out.
Let's get physical for 5. Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, the gravity-defying force of water is what B initialed force. Buoyancy. Buoyancy. That's what keeps you up. It helps to defy gravity. It's like being in a pool is like floating in 0G. Try again, please. Green.
Zoo parade for 10, please.
Zoo parade for 10 points. I'll give you 10 points if of the 12 signs of the zodiac, and take out the human beings, you can name one carnivorous member that is a sign of the zodiac. All right, you got some choices here. Pointer Ridge, give me one. Yes, ma'am.
A lion.
A lion, absolutely right. Leo the lion. Scorpio was another, the scorpion. And Cancer the crab was the third. Go again, green.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, it's not a policeman with a gun, but plaque in your arteries that is responsible for a cardiac what?
Arrest.
Amy. Arrest, absolutely right. You filled in that blank nicely. Go, Amy.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, if one geological formation was talking to another during an earthquake, the first one might say, it's all your what?
Fault.
Pointer Ridge.
Fault.
Fault, absolutely right. A fault line. Make sure you ring in first, Amy. Go green.
Science. Science potpourri for 15, please.
Science potpourri for 15 points. Teams, what famous scientist, probably the most famous of them all, wondered why the universe didn't collapse in on itself? That's because dark energy hadn't been discovered as yet. Who was this most famous of them all? Green.
Who do you say? Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein.
You got that right. Albert Einstein. Thank you, Carlos, for your assist. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, kind of a tough question. Listen carefully. The parasite that causes this disease, which is carried by mosquitoes, Pointer Ridge.
West Nile virus?
That's a good try. Not West Nile virus. Good try, Carlos. Forest Heights. The parasite that causes this disease, which is carried by mosquitoes, zombifies the mosquito so that it stays longer than it should on your skin, meaning that it probably will get swatted, but the parasite will get inside. Name the disease. Malaria. Malaria. Try again, green.
Dateline science for 20, please.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, talking about diseases, they have discovered that all those dead dolphins that are washing up onto our beaches probably died from what virus-caused disease that in childhood gives a red rash to young people like you, Amy.
Chickenpox.
Not chickenpox. Pointer Ridge. A rash develops because of this virus-caused disease, often afflicting young people like yourself.
Scarlet fever.
Good try. Measles. Measles is what we're looking for. Try again. Green.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, the Centers for Disease Control now says that this condition, when someone is morbidly overweight, is a disease. Pointer Ridge.
Obesity?
Yes, ma'am. Obesity. One of the crusades of First Lady Michelle Obama. Nicely done. Score 150 to 80. Still lots of points to give away. Don't you give up on me, Forest Heights. Go. Madison.
Zoo parade for 20, please.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question. Those are stink bugs, each and every one of them. From the little baby to the adult. They're still all ugly. because they go from baby to one nymph to a bigger nymph to a bigger nymph to an adult and never form a pupa. This is what kind of metamorphosis? Incomplete, as opposed to complete metamorphosis that we see in a butterfly where it forms a chrysalis. Try again, Green.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, how dumb do they think people are? In China, in the zoo, they got this big maned Mastiff dog and told people it was a what? Pointer Ridge.
Lion.
A lion, that's right. It worked until it barked. You know, if it had roared, it would have been different. Go, Green.
Dateline Science for 25, please.
Dateline for 25. Big one in that category. Another visual. Look at the screen. Teams of the Smithsonian recently used optical technology to resurrect the voice of that man at the bottom making the very first telephone call. What is his name for 25 points, Pointer Ridge?
Thomas Edison.
Ooh, not Thomas Edison. That was a really good guess. Come on, Forest Heights. 25 points will get you over the century mark. The very first phone call being made by what famous man?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes, ma'am. Alexander Graham Bell. 25 points. Yes, ma'am. Amy, go.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams in the fall. Please set the light, judges. Please reset the light. Thank you, Forest Heights. This is Green Things for 10 points. In the fall, bees are looking for candy wrappers and Coca-Cola cans because the blossoms have disappeared and they can't get to what kind of sugar-filled liquid in the blossoms that they like. Forest Heights.
Nectar.
Nectar is right. Yes, indeed. Go.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Scientists are working on developing an apple that when you cut it, it doesn't turn brown. That browning process, like rusting, is known by what O initialed name? Oxidation. Oxidation. Try again, red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, this is quite interesting because cavemen did not have this grain in their diet is the reason why today a lot of people can't eat gluten. What grain are we talking about, Pointer Ridge?
Wheat.
Yes, ma'am. Wheat. An allergy to wheat. Gluten-free. Thank you, Brianna. The two cooks over there know that. Go, Pointer Ridge.
Body systems for 25. Please.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, if you saw the movie World War Z about the zombies, one of the reviewers of the movie was fascinated by the mandibular mechanics of the zombies, meaning he was fascinated by how the zombies did what? Forest Heights. Did what?
She said
Jocelyn? Okay, don't ring in unless you have an idea. The mandibular mechanics of the zombies. What were they doing that fascinated the person who was looking at this movie?
Moving?
Biting. Biting and chewing. Mandibles. Part of your jaw. Green, go.
Let's get physical for 25, please.
Get physical for 25 points. Multiple choice question. Teams, if you're trying to find an FM radio station and it's not coming in and it's all distorted, it could be that there are problems where these waves are competing in the troposphere, the ionosphere, or the stratosphere, the layer that's closest to the Earth. Troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere. Which one is closest to the Earth, Pointer Ridge?
Troposphere.
Yes, ma'am. Troposphere. Go. Good.
Science potpourri for 25, please.
Science potpourri for 25 points. Teams, this is rather disgusting. It's very disgusting, judges. NASA takes astronaut urine and turns it into drinking water. Now they're thinking well, they can take the fecal waste of the astronauts, smear it on the sides of the space station, and that will protect the astronauts from all of the incoming cosmic what? Forest Heights?
Radiation?
Yes, radiation. Good. Go. Red.
Welcome. Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, hardwood comes from deciduous trees like oaks and maples. Softwood comes from needle leaf trees like, yes, Madison.
Like Christmas trees or pine trees.
More information.
Evergreens.
Evergreens, yes, indeed. Last question of the game. Zoo Parade for 25 points is as follows. Teams, on the Galapagos Islands, They recently performed a necropsy on the giant tortoise known as Lonesome George because they were trying to find out what?
Why they all died out?
Why they?
Died out?
Not how they got out. No, they did a necropsy on Lonesome George, the giant tortoise on the Galapagos Islands, trying to find out what? I'm sorry, what did you? You did say how they died out? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry. Thank you, judges. So you do get those points for 25, and that brings us to the end of our game. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment.
I knew I needed help paying for college. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I used to make worksheets for my friends to do. No one ever wanted to come over. My guidance counselor told me about federal student aid, and my mom helped me fill out the free application. I got the grants and loans that made school possible. There is a way to pay for school. You just have to find it. My name is Caitlin. I'm going to be a special education teacher. I'm going to live my dream.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. We had a great game here, and Forest Heights made a late run. They almost did it, but our final tally today is Forest Heights 165, Pointer Ridge 215. They are excited. Madison, Brianna, and Carlos, congratulations. You played a super game. And Jasmine, their alternate back there in a matching shirt, congratulations to you. And Miss Reedy, thank you for being part of our game. You do a wonderful job. Thank you for all your efforts. And for the first time ever, you guys had a spectacular beginning. We want to see you back next year. Jocelyn and Amy and Teante, Dr. Brookover, thank you for getting involved. Thank you for being here. And Miss Hinton, thank you for your work. And thank you for watching. We're going to see you next time on Science Bowl. Bye-bye.